Hey there, welcome to Flat Out Truth. I'm Paulino B Michael. I was just trying to share one more person, but it does not work. So weird. It's and somebody attached me to a group. I don't know if you guys ever have that happen, but I'll discuss it with Chelsey in a second. Thanks for joining us, and we have a great topic for tonight. And let's bring in the clicker of all buttons, my IT guru, my helpmate, Chelsey B Michael. Oops, wrong way.
Hi guys, welcome to the Flat Out Truth, where you should tap, share, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Throw those heart memes on TikToks. We appreciate it. Shows them we're quality content creator. And last but not least, don't forget to check out jjsgarden.com. Use the promo code TFOT. 10% off. I don't know if he's still doing free shipping. We'll have to hear.
Yeah, we don't know. He might tell us that later or not.
Yeah.
So, maybe you missed out, or maybe he's still going to do it. I have no idea. I didn't know what was going on before anyway. And anyways, yeah, we have a great topic for tonight.
At Papa Jones, Other Way Seeker.
Nice. All right. So, yeah, you want to just get started on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Know your enemy is like, is that what we're talking about today? So who is your enemy? Oh, we got to turn this down.
Yeah. So, yep. So who we perceive as our enemy may not always be in your face. Is your enemy the government, corporations, your boss or coworker, family, or someone you can't see? The truth is, most of the time, you are your own worst enemy. So the person staring back at you is the one creating all the hurdles. So what do you do when the sabotage comes from within?
There you go. Nobody expected that. Nobody.
What a twist.
Even Chelsey. Like, I like getting it, so then Chelsey doesn't know which way I'm going with it.
I know.
And she never even thought about it.
Nope.
Most people don't. They don't think about, like, the worst enemy couldn't be yourself. And a lot of times because you're sabotaged by what? Who you bring around in your life, who you allow in your life, who you don't call out, right? Who you don't keep in order, or put them in and make them take responsibilities. You can make your own worst enemy of yourself that way, because you're letting people in that are draining you, right? On the negative, pulling you down. What they call it, energy vampires, right?
Yep.
So all these things is what can happen. But it still all goes on like, yes, it can be other people that are your enemy, but you're so nice that you make yourself your worst enemy, because you don't want to call people out. You don't want to put them on notice. You don't want to plant the seed. You don't want to say, that's not correct. Especially, like it can be anyways, biblically ways. Hey, that's not right. That's sin that goes against blah, blah, blah. And you can't do that, but you don't do that. So now you're keeping your enemy right there, pulling and draining. And you can't, if you can't talk about what you believe in, it dilutes it.
I would think so.
Yeah. If you can't talk about, like, say you're a lover of the Most High, of God, right? If you can't speak about God, or, it doesn't even matter what religion you are, right? I mean, it's anything. If you can't talk about it, it's got to be negative.
Yeah.
That you're not allowed to talk about things that you believe in.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
We kind of talked about I think last week is like the truth is offensive, and the reason we say that is because like when you do say something, right, or when you call it out, there's this whole war between boundaries or no boundaries. We talked about previous generations. They kind of just sweep it under the rug. They move on with their life. They don't talk about it, and they just keep going, and they just truck on. And that worked for them. But now in today's society, it's like we have boundaries because we're like, hey, we didn't like what was going on in the past, so now we need to set these boundaries.
Yes.
Do this thing.
Yes. All these things.
You go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, you got something to do?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just really interesting how people don't realize that they're the ones sabotaging themselves. They just are. And it's because you keep people in, and it could be because they were your friend since kindergarten, or it could be that it's your cousin, or your mom, your dad, your brother, your favorite cousin. But if they're pulling you down or not letting you grow, they are the enemy. But you leaving them with you within your life, you are your own worst enemy. If you're not cutting people off that that you shouldn't be hanging around or talking to, some people are stronger than others. Maybe if you're just in and out to plant seeds and you're out, that's different. But if you're trying to hang out with them, I mean, their dirt will fall on you.
Yeah, because we even talked about this is if you hang out with somebody, they know your vice, and you think, oh, it'll be fine, they're going to bring you back in. We even talked
Yep.
about it. Like I read Atomic Habits for people, and we discuss how do you build good habits? How do you get rid of the bad habits? Well, one of those things is people don't have as much self-control as you think. And the way to prevent that is, guess what? Remove it. That's
Yeah.
why you always say in the Bible, right? Remove the thorn, remove the plank from your own eye before you can move on to somebody else.
Yeah. If it causes you to sin, pluck it out.
Yep.
Cut it off. You know, that's what you do. You just have to. And it's not just talking about his limbs and his eyes. He's talking about people.
Yeah.
If people are causing you to sin or to make it harder for yourself, you need to cut it off. There's no excuse. We're without excuse. But this happens in everything, man. Like every truth that we talk about.
Yeah.
If you want to do politics, but you're only going so far, that's going to be one thing, you know? Mm-hmm. So, like, there's so many different ways that you can tackle this, though. But yeah, like we said, know your enemy.
Yeah. Because I think people say you can call it an out, but there are people, it's not a deal breaker if you just disagree about things. It's not a deal breaker. But there's some things it's like, again, can you trust that person with a moral decision? And I think that's where it brings in, are they really on your side or are they not?
Yeah, and it's like, it's moral, and then there's this, like, at least you know where they stand, they know where you stand, and if they're not trying to cross the line, like, maybe you used to be somebody that drank a lot, you know, they're not trying to push drinks on you because they know that was one of your vices, well, then it's good. But they shouldn't be trying to push anything that's like that. Maybe, I mean, but if it's a topic you can't talk about, that's another thing too. I don't keep people around that I can't talk about all things. I just don't. I don't see. I am not like an in the box thinker. If I'm hanging out with you, I don't want to be like, well, you can't discuss this, you can't discuss that, you can't discuss this. We can't, you know. Then I don't even want to be around you. Why do I want to be around you? For what? For what reason?
Yeah, what do you have to talk about then?
No, if it was just like a business or like say it's family and you're going to a game or it's a holiday or whatever, then you're just in and out. But like to do that on a day-to-day basis would be ridiculous, or just to hang out with them on purpose would be ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around people that I can't just talk to. You know, like Chelsey and I, we just talk about everything. Mm-hmm. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. It doesn't even matter. She doesn't go, oh, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about that. Uh-oh. Yeah,
Big summon.
Yeah, maybe calls.
Be right back.
Yeah, and it's only the two little ones out there. Boo Boo is not feeling well, so he's sleeping. So, positive thoughts for Boo Boo. That's my boy. I knew there was something wrong when he started getting sleepy. I was like, you don't feel good? And he said, no, I don't feel good. So, anyways, I guess we probably should have brought somebody up, but I guess we'll have to wait till Chelsey comes back. It's so weird when I'm watching her here and then I watch her walk out on the other, because there's like a delay. It always seems pretty strange to me. But I guess, we could tap the 10K before she gets back. Oh, she's back already. Oh, that was quick.
See how that goes.
No. If y'all wants it to happen, it'll work out. Oh.
She might be trying to fall asleep.
Oh. Yeah, she starts doing her grunting. Yeah. But yeah, let's tap to 10K, and you guys can put in the chat what you guys think so far. But yeah, it's just interesting though. There's so much self-sabotage, you know, like if you want to eat better, you don't go buy cookies, right? For the most part, you just don't. You don't do that. If you want to quit drinking, you don't go hang around at the bar. It's just things like that.
Yeah.
Issues you may have is like if you own a bar, then you're kind of screwed.
Yeah. I guess hire a manager.
Yeah.
But it made me think of as well is misery loves company. We had talked about this as well. Yeah. Misery loves company, and that's why you have to remove those people. Again, a disagreement, and you agree to each other's boundaries and say, hey, we'll draw the line at this one. We'll be cordial, but then we can talk. That's a whole different thing. But if you're saying, I don't care about your boundary, if you're saying it doesn't matter, you should go do this thing, and they're, like you said, they're dragging you back into whatever your old habits are, whatever your vices are, that's an enemy.
Yeah.
And they're going to pose as a friend.
Yes.
For everybody else, they're going to be like, what's wrong? What's wrong with this person? I don't see anything. And you're going to be like, look, they keep trying to get me to do the thing that I don't want to do.
You know, or if they just like just keep you slowed down, right? Like people like say you're like us doing this. You know how many people told me that I was ridiculous or insane to do this? I shouldn't do this. They didn't say like, oh, you're so brave for doing it. It's cool that you're doing it. I pray that it succeeds. I hope it succeeds. Anything like that. It was always the opposite.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what they do. They go straight into that. It's like, why do we want to hear that? You know, and they're not pointing out like facts. It's just their worries and feelings. It's just because most people will not go out and try to do their own business. I know JJ, he just left. I think he's got to go do some help on some modding, but yeah, it's just really interesting. Like a lot of people are not cut out to have their own business where you make your own paycheck, you pull in your own money, you have to do your own work. So you have to have a work ethic where you actually pump out work regardless if you get paid or not. I mean, it's an investment. You know, like I work 10 hours a day minimum on the podcast and all the other stuff. I mean, I'm probably really more like 14, 16 hours, but that's what I do. And it's fine. But like, you know, it's an investment that'll pay off in the end. I can't just like punch in and scared that if I work 30 hours, I get X amount of dollars. That's just not how it works. I mean, like, oh, it's JJ's back. That's what I was saying is JJ owns his own business, so he knows what I'm talking about. But it's more freeing to have your own business than it is. But some people, they want that consistent paycheck. They want to know if I go work here for 40, I get this much money. And they like it, which is fine for them, but it's not for everybody. It really isn't. I just heard in a conversation, I was listening in on somebody talking to their boss. And yeah, it made me think I never want another boss again. So unless it's the Most High, I mean, I can handle him. Yeah, and Elohim. But yeah, and I don't know. I just I would never talk down to people like the way I hear people get talked down to, and bosses that I've had try to. Very interesting, but yeah, there's so much. I don't know. People get worried. And you know what the first thing they always ask you when we're doing this and they see it's like, oh, it's so amazing. First thing they ask, they don't ask you how you did this, how you do that, how you do your production. All the audio's good, the video's good, all the graphics are good, or that's really cool. They don't ask any of that. What they ask is, how much money are you making? That's really what they ask you. Because people are so worldly, that's all they care about. You know, it's like, I don't worry about the money or anything. I just have to keep in obedience. So that's the number one thing I try to do. We just keep pushing on and keep going. So we're almost at the 10K. Chelsey can pull somebody up, and then she can go mind the baby again.
She's tired.
Yeah, she's tired. But it's too light in the room right now, I think.
I think so. I think the daylight's getting her.
Yeah. And you know, I don't know where you're going to do it. It's not dark enough anywhere now.
I know. We're going to have to get some darker shades.
Yep. Our bedroom is, we don't have a rocking chair in there.
No.
Yeah, she's not happy. Yep. And no, she's okay, people. She goes straight from 0 to 100. There is no in between for this baby crying.
No, she's either laughing her head off or she's screaming like it's the end of the world.
Yes, for sure. Yep. So.
Well, I'll get her knocked out. Here you go.
Long as she doesn't wake up.
Just
boo-boo.
for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as she doesn't wake up, boo boo.
All right. So let me do that and then do this.
But we actually we would have had a lighter weekend, but we did have guests come in. Chelsea's sister and a guy she's seeing came for the weekend, or at least Saturday, Sunday, I guess. But
yep.
Throws you all off, man. It's like, you know what? We don't have time for visitors. I hate to say it. We don't have time for visitors that you have to be mindful of. Like, you have to watch them, or, you know, like, you're just a new dude, and so you got to talk to him and, you know, I don't know, interact and all that. So, yeah, I liked it last weekend, dude. I got all my shows and things done for the whole week, didn't I?
Yeah, it was great. It was rolling. It was rolling.
And then this time I couldn't. So, yeah, I did not like that. Yeah, I almost don't want anybody to ever visit me again. I'm being honest. I'm serious.
Funny.
What? I mean, if I have to babysit them, if I don't have to babysit them or keep them entertained, they can come. But if I have to babysit them or whatever, no, it's like, because they get in the way. Why are you laughing? It's true. We work 7 days a week.
I know, we do.
And that's our only day to really knock things out is the weekend. So
It's true.
yeah. So, I mean, that's what we need to do is like, just be mindful of that. All right.
All right, I gotta go grab it real quick.
Yeah, you're going to set it up so somebody can come up if I need to.
Yeah.
Just throw yourself up, I guess.
Yeah, it's a good plan. JJ's he's shoveling up like a foot of snow.
Wow.
Dang.
Dude, it's sunny here.
Yep. Well, sunny and snowy.
Is it snowing now?
It was.
Oh. Yeah, and I'm waiting for my buddy to give me my stuff that I need for my video, man. I'm about to... That's what I want done. I don't know. Maybe I guess it might not be the case. I don't know. I'm not ready yet anyway. But we should have... After this, we're going to have... In 2 weeks, we'll probably have one more snow, guys. I'm letting you know. So I got 2 weeks to get some stuff done. So...
Papa says cold. Cold there.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I didn't go outside. I didn't go outside today.
No.
Yeah. Chelsey did her thing. She. Oh my gosh, May. Oh my gosh, she is something. Watch, she's gonna be quiet when Chelsey gets her out. Hey, what's up, JJ? How you doing?
Shalom, homies.
Oh yeah.
Love and life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shoveling
You guys got like a
the
real
big
foot.
drifts.
Oh, so you were.
Oh yeah. They got like 24 inches up north.
Oh,
like a little
that's
ways, like a couple
that's probably what
hours
Paul's
north,
doing then. And he
24
shovels too on the side. It's one of his side things, with the truck and everything. Yeah. So he's doing something.
Yeah.
I bet, if they got that much.
Yeah, I never wanted to do that because you got to get up at like 3 in the
Unless
morning.
you wanted some easy cash, right? I mean, people say it's
Not
pretty
me.
easy.
Gotta be horrible. And then all the maintenance on your vehicle and all you're messing your
Yeah,
vehicle up
I
all
don't
the time.
do, I don't do stuff like that neither. Nope.
Nope. I purposely got all my jobs inside jobs this year. Last year I had to work a little bit outside in the cold, and you end up warming up half the time in the vehicle, so you're like make half the money at least. It's not cool. So I still have to go out to the trailer once in a while.
That's good though. That's smart.
Cold, but
yeah. So like on the topic here, right? Yeah, most people think that, like when I put this on here, everybody's like thinking like it's another person every time, but it really isn't. Because even the other people can affect you negatively, right? So then you become your own worst enemy if you keep people around that shouldn't be around, right? Or if you keep doing things that you shouldn't be doing.
that's right.
Not following through or whatnot. So I did.
Oh, cut out for a
yeah.
second.
I said, or if you're.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, yeah. Like I said,
it
it's
did for me. I don't know.
Sometimes you're your worst enemy if you keep people around that you shouldn't have around, or you're not getting things that you done that you need to get done, because then you become your own. Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah.
I seen some kind of internet issue, but it looks like it came back. So you're right. We probably did cut out. But there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of times though. Like you just gotta keep your house in order, keep it clean, know who you're around, who you're associating with, and who you're spending time with, and who's whispering in your ear. Right. That's one of the most dangerous things, I think.
Yep. The other people get the whispers and then whisper to you what they're saying to them, thinking it's their own intuition.
And a lot of times, like they have, and a lot of it's projection, right? So if they have doubt, or like they would never start a business, or they would never do what I'm doing right now, then they think that it's bad, and then they'll say it that way instead of saying, "Man, I don't have the guts to do that," or the vision, something. But they usually say something more negative, right? Because
Yep. Most everybody thinks you got to go out and get like a huge business loan and have this huge business plan and all this other nonsense. And just not truth. Like, I've helped a bunch of people start their own businesses, and got to start slow. The real thing
I
is
get
to
you.
start slow.
Yeah, and to start building it up. I agree.
Yeah.
And it does, like, I mean, I guess if you want to just work for somebody your whole life, it's fine, but don't put down somebody else that's willing to reach out and do something different. They're not insane because they want to start their own business, or they're not, what's the other word? They're not like playing with danger or something, like this guy's like off the handle, man. He's trying to start his own business. But they think that sometimes, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it's crazy because that literally is or was the original American dream, to own your business, not a house.
Yep. You own your own business so you can buy a house. But yeah, they switch it around. But we hear a lot of that, though. A lot of negative. Like I said, the first thing anybody ever asks us is how much money we're making, or if we're making any money and things like that. Like, instead of saying, how'd you do this, X, Y, Z? Happy, or
are you happy?
Like, how do you do all this? Like, I know if it was one of my friends, that's the one thing I would ask. Like, how are you guys doing all that? Like the overlays and all that, because I'm very curious on that anyway. But they don't. It's like it's all about money, and that's all. It's always success for money. But when it comes to the Most High, success is planting seeds. It has nothing to do with the money. It's how many people are you reaching? Are you reaching the right person that you're supposed to reach? And that's why you're doing it to begin with. So there's so much going on. That's my personal take, and Chelsey's a link to me, so that's her personal take, I guess. She might have a little spin off of that, but yeah, I think for everybody else, they have different things. If you're just trying to make a whole bunch of money or not, that's a whole different story. But yeah. So it's not always about a whole bunch of money,
Yep. It's not always the money at the beginning. It's about what Yah is guiding you to do, and to keep that. He might be trying to take that anxiety and that of an actual job that you work for someone else away from you, and they might think that it's a bad thing at first, but then realize. Yeah,
and I'm very proud of Chelsey, because Chelsey's one of those ones that's always did this, and that's how she's done it. And myself being freelance, you get paid when you get paid, and it can be feast or famine sometimes. So you have to be mindful, and that's what you have to do sometimes. You just gotta, and that's kind of how like things are now. We're more mindful on our spending and things like that.
Yep.
Thank you, Kenneth. She just had a huge burp. That was it.
Yeah, dude. She has to burp. I know, but she cries.
She sounds
like
so bad. She sounds like it's the worst thing in the world, but it's like,
and she goes,
I got an airball. And then she's giggling. Yeah, she's laughing her head off now. She's having fun. She's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, nice.
I'm serious. So she screeches me. I know, like, most kids don't bother me, but man, that one. It's like she's throttling 1,000. I mean.
Yeah, see, like even Papa, he said he goes a couple of months without work, and that is something that people do. And this is the thing: is so many people they want stability, right? And here's what's funny: guess what? We live in a feminist world, and women want stability. They want consistency. They want stability. They want to always know that everything's going to be handled. But it is different with businesses. With businesses, you end up having an ebb and a flow. It's not always consistent, and so you have to plan accordingly. Like Papa was saying, it's like if he goes a couple months without work, well, that means that couple months that maybe it's slow, especially like you construction guys. If it's slow for the winter, you bust it out during the summer, and you plan accordingly to fill out those weak months, and you don't worry about it. You just plan ahead, and that's all it is to it.
And we got 3 right here. So Kenneth, like Kenneth. Hey, what's up, Kenneth? Like Kenneth's one. So like yeah, you're one of the guys that's construction that you have to be mindful of. It gets slow or something, depending on what you do. You've done that before, yeah. You have to be mindful of that.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yakking down, not stop.
So you can't just spend everything you got sometimes too, because you got to know that there could be a time, a month or two, where you might not make any money. So you can't go out and buy the Bugatti. You got to save that. You can't just go out and do that.
You got to be ready.
Yeah.
If your car breaks down, you got to be
It's
ready.
all
man.
true.
I had this lady ask me one time. She said, "Oh, this is when I was drinking and all this stuff. You know what I mean? I smoke cigarettes." And she said, "Well, you know, if you stop drinking and stop smoking, you'd be able to afford a
Yeah.
airplane. You know." I said, "Oh yeah." She said, "Yeah." I said, "Do you smoke or drink?" She said, "No." I said, "Do you got an airplane?" She said, "Well, no." I said, "There you go. You're gonna spend your money on what you want. You know what I mean? It ain't just because somebody thinks you need an airplane.
Yes,
or, you know
that's
what I mean,
very
doesn't mean
true.
that's what you want."
Yes.
So that was
I've
kinda
said stuff just
confusing
like
to
that.
me.
But Kenneth, Kenneth always says it in a funny way.
He does.
I love it. But yeah, I've said the same thing. Like, it's like, hey, that's almost like get your house in order, right? Most people are throwing, like, why is she throwing this at you, right? For you to get an airplane, and in her house, she doesn't have one. See? That's what I'm saying. Like, you're mindful of Kenneth's house, but not your own house.
Right.
Like, you're mind your own house for a while. Like, get your airplane, and then you can tell Kenneth.
Yeah.
See, I got an airplane because I don't smoke.
I stopped smoking and drinking, and I got an airplane.
I got an airplane.
You should do the same thing.
Then
Get
Kenneth's
yourself
like-
an
then Kenneth's
airplane.
like, oh, shoot. Maybe I should stop. Maybe I could get an airplane.
There you go.
But it's
Like,
true.
I
It's
could
like,
stop.
and like Kenneth kind of got a sneak on this earlier because I went on his live for a chat, and I just told him like this was the one, know your enemy. But most people, when I say that, the first thing they do is start pointing fingers at everybody else. Yeah, instead of pointing at themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you keep people around that you consider to have your best interests, but you keeping around is part of being your enemy yourself. I mean, you're doing it, so. And sometimes you just talk down on yourself, no confidence. That's why. What's Kenneth tell you to do, babe? You're awesome.
Yeah, you have to go look in the mirror and tell yourself every morning that you're awesome.
See, if you don't do that, it can be one of your worst enemies because you can say, "Oh, you're a failure." When you look in the mirror, that's not going to be good.
Yeah.
So
No, because it's so funny that you say that. Hits home, I guess. Why? Because it reminds me of what you say about the music. It's like everybody's telling you, "Oh, you should do this, you should do that. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?" But then you turn around, you're like, "Well, have you done it?" And no. So how you don't know how much time it takes. You don't know the timing. You don't know their timing. Heck, we don't even know their timing. But but it's like, if somebody comes, like, this is interesting. You were talking about your music teacher the other day, right? One of your singing coaches, and they were saying how long it took. And
people don't realize
he
that.
could tell immediately. He's like, "Oh no, you haven't." Or, how often to sing? That's what it was. It's how often to sing.
And
yes.
one song.
Yes.
Like to master one song before you really should produce it.
Yeah.
It's more than people think.
Yeah.
And I told Chelsey, and she's like, "What?"
Oh dang.
Yeah. You should sing that song
thanks, love.
at least 500 times before you even think that it's ready to be produced when you sing.
Yeah. You think you know what's funny? 500 could sound like a lot, or it could not sound like a lot. But if you do the math, just think about it. 3-minute song. We'll be generous. We'll give you 4 minutes. 4-minute song, and you have 1 hour. How many times is that?
60. Isn't it?
No.
No, it's 15.
15. So that means in 1 hour, you've only sang it 15 times.
And you got to get to
500. Good luck.
It's just what they've always calculated when like the real professionals. That's what they do because you got to be so like equaled out before, like, because you might be very strong at the very first time you do it or something, and then a weak at the end, but there's going to be this constant at one point where you're like, because then if they have to dub two things together, they're similar. Does that make sense? Because if you're doing one line, you don't want to be different in a different line because either you're weaker or stronger. So you have to get this equal part. And they figure after 500, when you do 501 from rusting, you're going to have this equal thing, and then you can just keep nailing it out. And so, like, if you had to do the first line or the chorus or whatever, it's going to be very consistent, so they can match it if they have to blend it. If you're not an expert and do it in one take, obviously, but that's how they figure to do it. So you have to do it like 500 times.
Thanks.
And it's weird because the first 200 times, especially if you do the technique I do, you don't even sing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hum for the first hour or the first 100 about, right, babe?
Yep.
She'll hear me.
Yeah,
And then I start murmuring it where I'm kind of like not doing all the enunciations of the song. And then I go in and start hitting every one because words aren't always the words that you think. Like, you don't pronounce them the same. Like apple, you're not going to say ah. Because it changes your structure if you're trying to go high low. If you're not, then it can do it. But it's always a vowel thing. It might start out one way and end with another way. It's always the enunciation at the end that does things. So, yeah, there's a lot of technique to it, man. Most people just think you just go and sing it. And that's why people sometimes can't sing karaoke because they'll hear apple and try to say apple when he's not even saying apple. Not when he sings it. You just think he's saying apple with apple. That's what it sounds like. But it's not. That's like one of my favorite things is like that comedian that did The Burgers Are the Best for Michael Jackson.
Oh, I know.
So when you hear that song, all you hear is The Burgers Are the Best. Or that Celine Dion, what she say, was it the hot
dogs will go on or something?
So the heart goes on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like she's saying the hot dogs will go on. And it does. It sounds like she says the hot dogs.
Now you gotta go listen to them again.
Yeah, it's really weird. Once you hear the hot dogs, dude, you can't erase the hot dog. Can you?
No,
It's hard.
The Michael Jackson song, the hot dog one. Now I sang that song a lot before that, so I'd heard it a lot. So that one doesn't hit me as hard. But man, when they did the Michael Jackson song, every time I listen to it now, I hear "Burgers Are the Best." Burgers Are the best.
So so that's the enunciation. Like a lot of them do open throat technique, and that's what it is. It's like you blend your vowels together, so you can go from one to another, and you might start one at one way, so you can go peak on another. Because it's just techniques that I like. I did a lot of them naturally when I was younger and didn't even know it. And I happened to lock up with somebody. He's like, "You're already doing it." I'm like, I didn't even know I was doing it. Yeah, that's why I can change my voice a lot. That's actually, I didn't know that was such a high level thing too.
Yeah, and I had never heard of it.
Yeah,
but
I can make my voice raspy.
So.
I can make it cleaner. I can make it smoother. I can. Those are all techniques, and those are actually high level. They say if you do it too soon, you can ruin your voice, which Marcus said he did. So
yeah, mm-hmm. Yep.
It's called distortion when you sing. Mm-hmm. Like even putting a quiver in can be hard. Like a lot of people sing with quivers. Michael Jackson did it. Justin Timberlake does it sometimes. And then, you got the raspy voices that you can do. So, yeah, it's fun. I just always did it. I mean, it's no different than people doing... What was that one famous guy that used to do people's voices? Rich Little? You guys remember Rich Little, or are you guys all too young for Rich Little?
I'm too young.
Kenneth, you're old. Pawpaw, you're real old.
I'm too young for that, too, I think.
Pawpaw, you remember Rich Little?
I don't know.
Yeah, he did. He was like good. He would do all kinds of voices, but it's the same thing. He's doing a distortion. I wonder if you could Google him. He'd shoot up. I'm curious.
Rich Little?
Yeah, Rich Little. Man, that's so weird. I haven't heard of that guy for a long time. He was actually an actor too, though. I did a lot of comedian type things. So. Yeah, and he was good. You couldn't even tell the difference when he was doing them. Like the impressions were crazy.
I feel like I've seen him before. Like
yeah, you might have seen him.
I feel like I have seen him in a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and he did a lot of voiceovers. He did a lot of character voices.
Yeah,
and things like that.
I haven't watched a lot of 70s movies, but I've seen 80s movies.
Yes, he was fine. You guys remember that? Anybody remember Hollywood Squares? I think Kenneth knows. He's just like, I'm too young for that.
Oh yeah.
I think he's joking. I'm just messing with.
Well, I mean, I remember Hollywood Squares, but I never watched
10 years
it.
is a lot, man.
Never
Big
watched
difference. She's trying to see if she can play something.
Soul Train, I never watched that neither. Hee Haw, that's a different story though.
I remember Hee Haw. I don't remember watching it though. I think my brother liked it, but They
That
like
really
that,
talked to
and then
the
they,
man, Joe, I'm
they
telling you.
like that, and then they liked what's it, the Waltons? Yeah, my brothers and
Yeah, we
sisters
watched
did.
the Waltons.
It's funny because like 7 years difference when you're that young is a lot, right? It's like 17-year-olds. Like a 17-year-old doesn't want to hang around a
Little
10-year-old,
house on the
right? I mean, 7 years is a lot.
Yeah.
So they're watching this stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to watch this crap. And I could remember hearing it though, something about John Boy, and I think it was a Mary Lou Ellen or something like that. And they would say goodnight.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. Yeah, see, that's what I remember.
Night,
That's what I
John Boy.
remember.
Yeah. This went way off topic.
She said, "Yeah, she."
Yep.
Did everybody answer the proud?
Hey, whose enemy is those guys? That's the enemy. It's distraction and going off topic. That's my enemy.
Yep. My enemy is myself.
Yeah.
A lot of times,
Yes.
not and listening to the whispers, and not rebuking them right away.
yeah,
when
for
you
sure.
know they're going
It can.
against
It
the
can be
Bible.
hard.
They even
What?
come to you
Yeah.
when you're by yourself, brother. You know, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
They can
Only got one enemy.
that whispers to you in your ear. You ain't got to have nobody
yeah.
around. Something will try to get
Oh,
you
yeah,
to
who's
change
your
your
one
mind.
enemy?
And it's one enemy.
The devil.
You know what? That's a good answer. You know what? Actually,
Yep, that's
has
pretty much
anybody
what I was
ever
saying,
heard
too.
the phrase that their worst enemy is time?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause we don't have the
Time,
control of the
I think
time.
time is
The
going
reason-
way faster than it used to.
Time only exists. Time
Yeah,
only
'cause
exists if you're.
I had
if you're
heard that
alive.
somewhere
Oh,
along the
well, okay.
grapevine in the gossip train, like a long time ago, and I was like, that popped up when you said that. I was like, because I agree with you, Kenneth. It's like Satan's your enemy, but it kind of, I was thinking about it because we've been talking about a lot of time because we don't have time for things, but that is your most valuable asset, and I think that's where your enemy comes in, because what is the biggest hurdle that they put in front of you? And it's that they waste your time. Because I think that's the most valuable thing.
Yeah, I mean, they do have us watching the clock too by the minute, right? I mean, like everybody's worried about every minute. And, you know, if you're late for work, people get upset because they're running late for work.
Yeah.
Chelsea hates it when she runs late for work.
Yes. And then I get in the car and I slow down and I'm like,
Nobody,
I'm there when I'm supposed to be there.
yeah, nobody, I mean, if they're mad if you're there 2 or 3 minutes late, well, that's on them, whatever. I mean, it's really weird. Yeah, I don't know.
If I tell a customer I'm going to be there at a certain time, I tell you I do everything in my power to be there at least 10 minutes early.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
least
I mean, I
10
get it.
minutes early.
I do understand that. But is that trained? I mean, are we trained to make such a big deal of, 5 minutes before or 5 minutes after?
Something I know if I'm running a couple minutes late.
Yeah,
me
yeah.
and try to be
Yeah,
10
I'm just saying in
minutes
general,
early,
though,
but
is that, it's like, that's what we've been taught, though. You're right. I mean, but it's all been self-taught, right? I mean, it's like
just a
the
self-taught.
way they have us do that, right? Like you got to punch in, you got to run in and punch in before the clock goes click, click, or you might get a demerit or supervisor's going to talk to you now.
I'm lucky that I get to make my
That's good.
starting
I've never
time.
had a punch clock.
Yeah, I don't have one. I call the customer, tell them what time I'm going to be there, and if I tell them I'm going to be there that time, I want to get there early if I can.
Right, right.
I set it all up.
No,
do it all.
I get that, but like,
Yeah, don't set up a time at 10:30 and not show up till 11, because if you're getting to work, you're not going to get to work. You
Yeah,
know
in
what I
that
mean?
sense-
'Cause,
Yeah.
Because I agree with you in the
You're
sense
already- you're already
of
late.
we want to be punctual because we want to keep our word, and I think that's a whole different concept. But I think keeping your word is different.
Right.
Okay.
But when they have trained people to think that even being 5 minutes late, it's just a horrible thing. Yes, yeah.
the military.
Like I had one of my coaches said, if you're on time, you're late.
yeah, what happens like our bosses used to tell us to be here 15 minutes early? Well, then I get to punch in, they go, no. So you want me here early, not to punch in. But when you work for yourself, I mean, if you're there early, it's your own thing, right? Yeah. I don't get that. Like they tell you to get there 15 minutes early, but you can't punch in until 7 or 8, whatever it is. Like, how's that right? It's or like. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I had a guy tell me one time, you gotta give me 2 weeks notice before you quit. Give me 2 weeks, and I asked that guy, I said, well, are you gonna give me 2 weeks before you fire me? He said, well, no, why would I do that?
Yeah.
I said, exactly.
But
Why
they make
would I
it
do
standard,
that?
oh, we need to replace you.
If I quit, it's because you pissed me off.
Right,
It ain't because
right.
I want to help you no more. You know what
And
I
I've
mean?
had people go, oh, you can't just leave with me on me like that. I go, why not? He goes, well, I got to replace you. I go, well, if I go over to this other place, I'm making an extra like $5-10 an hour, right? I mean, are you going to pay me the extra $5-10 an hour to stay for 2 more weeks?
Right.
And they usually say no, so I'm out.
Hi.
I mean, that would be fair to me. Like, hey, I'm leaving your job because I can make $5 more an hour here, but you want me to lose that extra $5 an hour for 2 weeks. See what I mean? That doesn't make sense to me. They should just say, give you some cash then. $5 adds up. But it's really interesting how people think. Like, it wouldn't bother me if somebody just left, especially for another, like to make more money. Maybe I'd offer them. Well, what are they making? All right, I'll pay you that. I'll pay you that for another week, 2 weeks, whatever. But most people don't do that.
It might piss me off a little bit. Especially if I've set up something and I plan on you being there and all of a sudden you're not going to be there.
I mean, that would be
piss me
different,
off a
though.
little
Like,
bit.
I mean, I think I would stay. I'd tell them I couldn't do it until this job's done. You know what I mean? That's different.
That's why it still gets me. I've known several people
You're
that.
talking like a mailman. Or something.
Yeah.
You know what
Like,
I
I've
mean?
heard several people say that they were
Amazon driver.
training they told them to train another person and knew that person was going to replace them. So it's like.
That's what happened to me. I've done that.
Oh,
twice.
yeah, you did that. Yeah, you did
I've
do
done that twice.
Yeah. And you're like, why am I doing this?
Check this out. I worked at a job where I trained 3 people to take my one job. How you like that? Because I made so much. Yeah. Yep. I trained 3 people when I was in the art department to do pre-press work and all this other stuff. And I trained 3 people so that they could replace me because that's how much I made. So they basically got 3 for 1. But they still weren't as fast, so they were stupid. Like, sometimes you can get 3 people, don't mean they're as good as the one. Actually, there's an artist that I'm following right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's great.
He's actually my art teacher right now. I'm going back into doing some more artwork, getting ready to do my comic book at some point. But him, dude, he's like the fastest artist I ever seen in my life. Fast. And he goes, man, people used to hate me when I was young because I'd go into a job interview and they'd hire me and I'd replace the whole art department because he was so fast. And I believe it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's crazy good.
Yeah. Because he does. You know what it does? You guys ever watch caricature people that do caricatures? Anybody ever watch one of them? You see how fast they are?
Yeah.
Just imagine somebody doing all art that fast. I mean, he's just going to blast you. I mean, you're going to have no chance. But he did work.
I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing how they can see that and just.
Oh yeah, so for 14 years, this is what he did. So for 14 years, he went around to all the amusement parks, the big ones, all over the place, and taught people how to do caricatures. So he's the one that trained the people that would do the caricatures for the parks like Disney and all these other places, while he was working for Marvel and DC, because he was fast. The dude's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chelsea will watch him.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, this is what before I became a student, right? This is wrong. Before I became his student, he would answer Chelsea in the chat, but he wouldn't answer me. I'm not lying.
No, he's not.
We would be both live, and I'd say a question, he'd just ignore me, and then Chelsea would go, "Oh, you should show us how to do some hands."
Yeah,
and he goes,
and he
"Okay,
starts
Chelsea,
doing hands.
what you do with hands?" I'm like, "What the heck?" And then my son wanted an airplane, so he drew.
He drew an airplane,
a blue airplane on
He
there.
drew, and then he drew the alphabet for Luna.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, now he only talks to me because I'm a student. That's not right.
That's funny.
Yeah, he likes chicks. It's all right. I get it.
Yeah, it is fun.
But yeah, he's amazing. So yeah, I know we went off topic, but yeah, that's gonna be a fun thing. I mean, I'll be working with him at some point. I'm gonna get him to draw some. I want to try to get him to draw one of the comic books that I'm doing. So, but yeah, he's really good.
So, getting back to knowing your own enemy, somebody was,
Yeah.
you guys said Satan. Does Satan always put those thoughts, or is it always a demon that puts those thoughts into our minds, or do we've got our own free will about thinking about stuff? Is there something that always puts a thought into your mind? Or
No, I don't. I think most of the time it's us. But when you start to realize that it is wrong, I think when you try to get away, they're the ones that whisper it back to you.
Or the Holy Spirit. That's if you can't differentiate between the whispers and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, because I was saying this the other day. They don't have to get you to do something bad to get away from believing in the biblical text, right? They don't. They can get you to do good things, and you'll still stray away. So they don't have to always. People always think it's got to be evil. Like I said, if you have a familiar spirit that comes to you and you lost your wedding ring or something else, and a familiar spirit, say it's your grandpa, your cousin, or whoever, comes to you in a dream or like as an entity or something and leads you to the ring or whatever, you're like, it's a great thing. But that's not a good thing, because only angels can do that. Or if people, when they do that out of body stuff, it's wrong, actually, according to the biblical text. The only time you can ascend from your body is if you're guided by an angel or the Holy Spirit. So it's got to be a spirit of God. Then,
well, there again. Now we've put the Holy Spirit into it, has given us a thought. Do you think that we make our own?
Oh yeah, for sure we do.
Thoughts?
Doesn't mean we don't have guidance sometimes. But like I'm saying is like finding that treasure that you're not supposed to be doing that. Like that's not a thing that they do. But they can get you to do that. Now when they go, oh, in the Bible it says it's bad, so now the Bible's wrong. That's all it takes to think in your mind. So now you're not going to follow the Bible. That's what I'm saying. But you could deem it as good because you found your wedding ring. Like the Bible has to be wrong because it was good that I found my wedding ring. And the wedding ring is just worldly. You can't take it with you anyway. See? But you get what I mean? It's like if a spirit came to you and told you the lottery numbers and you won, people would deem that as a good thing. Right, especially if you didn't have any money or not that much money. But then, the Bible's telling you can't do that. So which one's right? They're thinking worldly good against the Bible. So now the Bible's wrong. So a lot of the things in the Bible are not accurate. All you guys do is put doubt in the Bible. That's it. So,
well, first of all, you take the money. And then when he tries to get you to do something else stupid, you look at him telling me
yeah. Well, what I'm saying is like, I mean, if you always believe the Bible, yes. But like I said, it's like, they
try to sow seeds of doubt just like we try to sow seeds of faith.
Yeah, right? Like it doesn't take a lot, and it can be a good thing.
Yes. Thank you, brother, for your opinion.
It's just one of those things. But most of it is you that's doing it. I think once you're entrapped in some type of vice, though, they're the ones that try to whisper you to stay. It's always logic, too, right? Like if you haven't drank for a while, they'll be like, oh, you deserve one. You can handle one. Everybody can do it. You can just do one. It ain't going to hurt you. You've been doing so good, And they're like, oh, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. You might go.
They try to say that all the time. I've been 6 years now that I ain't had none, and every once in a while that little voice will come in. Hey man, why don't you just go get one?
That's all it takes.
Yep.
Yeah.
You deserve it. That's my favorite one. And how many have we heard? All right, look at you guys just said it, and I've heard it, and I've heard a whole bunch of testimonies to me about that. They always use the word deserve, like the entitlement. Like you did so well, you deserve it. So I deserve to go on a bender and then go ruin my life. Maybe I do. Yeah.
You're tricking me, buddy. Huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
There.
Well, most of it is us, though. It really is. It doesn't take much once you have a vice for somebody just to push you a little bit towards that way. Because in some ways, you're locked in and want to do it anyway. You know what I mean? If it's your vice.
might sound bad, but I don't do anything, man. I'm at home by myself, and unless I go to work, I don't go anywhere unless I go to work or go to the grocery store.
I mean, that's your choice if that's how you want to live your life. I mean, obviously, I don't know if it's good or bad.
Nobody I want to talk to, nobody I want to see. You know, I mean, we're not. I just don't think we're on the same level. I've already heard everything you got to say, and it's always about some gossip about something crazy, and I just don't want to be a part of it.
And it's sad because that's not what they want. I mean, we're not here just to be cocooned away, right? And it's sad that we have to feel that way sometimes. Like I said, I don't want nobody coming to my house, for visiting when I can't talk about. You can't talk about scriptures. You can't talk about the truth. You can't talk about politics. Can't talk. What do you talk about?
Yeah, my family don't like it when I use the different terminology that I use now, or that I know it's a flat earth or anything like that. They don't want nothing
it makes
to
it
do
hard.
with
It makes it hard when because how do you have a conversation when you have all these limitations to it? Like, because it's supposed to be natural, right? I mean, conversation is natural, and it comes from curiosity, really.
Yep, gotta send them hints and let them look up on their own. Otherwise, they'll never say anything positive about what you're trying to do.
You know how hard it is to talk to your 88-year-old mother and tell her that you found out the real name of the Messiah or those type of things, and she just totally says, no, I don't want to hear it. I mean, just flat out tell you.
Yeah, I mean, one of those things that happens too, and it's sad. We have been indoctrinated that they like to say, I'm too old, right? Like, I'm too old to know that now. Like, I'm too old to know that. It's like, and then they even say that thing, right? They'll say that, but they're 80 and they're still believing what they learned their whole life, even when they were 20. And I'm much more smart now at my age now than I was when I was 20 or 30 or 40. So when you don't challenge anything like that, I think it's really ridiculous. Because you're putting your biblically, if that's the belief that you have, you're putting your soul and your life with the Most High in a 20-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old.
Who doesn't
right. So you should make sure that you're doing it the right way. I mean, not just because your mom said it or your pastor. And that's why I think too many people are putting too much faith in their pastor at their church. They do. They don't read anything for themselves. Yep. They go in and they just punch their clock. There's how many people sing in the choir that think they're saved because they sing in the choir. I know people like that.
When you plant a seed, you expect it to keep growing, don't you? It becomes a small
bush. Water it. You plant it, water it.
In yourself. I mean, that's the goal. You want to keep on growing. You get as tall as you can. So that's, I guess, a way of wanting to learn your entire life, wanting to be
the
better,
thing I can't, we're getting into this biblical part, but it's like, it's really shocking to me that people won't just really just pray for discernment to the Most High. Like, if you're real, touch my heart, open my eyes. I mean, it's so easy, and just do it genuinely and just do it. But it's almost like they're too scared. If you're Lutheran or Catholic or Baptist or whatever, they're too scared to ask that. They don't want to open up Pandora's box. And that's what really does happen. Because like you start to realize, even like the truth about the Constitution or law or the government or history or the health system, or like nobody wants to know the truth about that because they're scared of what they'll find once they open the box.
Well, it's not only that. A lot of people, when you're thinking about that, they're afraid of what other people will think about them versus
and it's worse when on every topic, it's worse. Nobody questions anything. I don't care if it's biblically, not biblically, it doesn't matter if you're doing good. If you got a decent job, you're in health, so you have a wife and kids, and everything's going well, you're never going to pray. What are you praying for? You don't have to pray for anything. Nothing's ever happened. You don't pray for anything. You don't want to shake the boat. You don't want to open Pandora's box. You don't want to, put yourself on tilt. You just want to stay on that course because it's great. That's why, he always said it. That's why it's so hard for a rich man to get into heaven, right? Because they don't think they need anything. They never had anything. They never wanted for nothing. Makes it really hard.
Ain't nothing worth unless you work for it.
There's a lot of people that have been blessed, one way or the other without it. I just think that that's why he said it's harder. He didn't say it's impossible, but I think if you just always had everything that's like, what are you praying for? If nobody's ever been ill in your house, nobody's ever been in an accident, you don't pray like, oh, please for this person to be safe or healthy or this or that, because you never went over that.
Should be giving thanks every day.
That's if you're biblical. If you're not biblical, thanks to who? You could be an atheist then. Because they don't believe in God one way or the other, right? They just believe in working and everything worked out right, and that's it. It's harder for them. I've met a lot of people like that. I don't know if you guys have. Doing this journey and this. Well, I talk to everybody anyway. My whole life. I've probably met hundreds of thousands of people. And I've met a lot of them that are like that. They're just like, everything runs fine. Their family always had a business, and their grandpa had a business, and everybody lives to like 70, 80, and nobody dies in no other ways. And some, but I've met people like that. I've met people that go to church like that too, but those are the ones that sing in the choir and go on Sunday and they're all done. They don't read the text because they don't have to, because the preacher does. It's like the government. I don't have to know the laws. The government knows them. Right? And how that works too. I don't need to know anything about science. Scientists do that. It goes into everything though, right? Teachers. You think teachers know everything. And teachers are just parrots that are parroting what somebody else told them to say. Regardless if they understand it or not.
Nope. They've been taught to teach you a certain thing. That's what they've been taught to do. That's what
and I think teachers are even worse now than they were before, obviously. I think every 10 years it gets worse and worse, because you can challenge teachers now. They don't really know anything outside what they were told to talk about. So that's pretty sad too, but it's like that in anything. There's so many things that we've given the authority to somebody that we feel or they told us is more intelligent or more of an expert in, that we have lost our ability for common sense. Yep. I'll give you a white coat or a tie if you're a politician, right? Because people say that politicians are crooked, but there's still a whole bunch of politicians, right? So if they're also crooked, then why are they still there? Because they don't want to have to do the work to try to replace them and I'll just go to my job. It's easier just to keep doing your job than it is to fight for change, right? And that's another thing that's can be your worst enemy. They complain about everything and didn't do nothing for change. And they can put you in a bad mood or keep you complacent or make you feel like a victim. So there's so much that's going on that I think that needs to be repaired. It's going to take work. Nobody wants to do work at anything, The generation of trying to work hard is gone.
Yeah, people don't think the same way nowadays. I'm telling you. I'm so glad I have my own business and I taught myself how to do something, and I don't have to go in and punch a time clock every day for somebody else.
Oh yeah, for sure. See, but you guys know it and you guys say it. There's so many people that don't know that. And they live like they don't know that, It all depends on what you're trying to do with your life, for your life. I think the balance of life is where it's all screwed up, in my opinion. And you can say the enemy of time is there. I don't think people allot the time. They don't divide it really well between work, personal life, and the Most High, right? I don't think that many people study any truth or the Bible or anything as much as they do things that they do for fun or work. Does anybody agree with that?
Well, I can tell you when I was younger, I sure didn't.
There's nobody that. It's rare. I won't say nobody. Most people do not read the Bible or research any truth in anything as much as they do is play their favorite sport or watch their favorite binging Netflix or something. There's nobody. Most people don't do that. Most people, most people want to have fun.
No,
what they consider fun.
No, we don't. I don't have no fun. If I'm going to work, it's fun.
Papa's like, oh.
If I'm going to work, it's fun. I'm going to work tomorrow, by the way.
He's his own person for sure. He's like, I don't do nothing. I just go home.
Yep. I work 24/6.
That's amazing.
Right there at home. I feel you, man. I feel you.
Yeah, I don't know. It can sometimes it's just like, where do we go from here? And so for us, we're just going to keep plugging along till we get the right people here, the right amount of people, and the people we're supposed to reach, and we'll just keep going and going and going, and then see where it ends up. No, we don't do weekends no more.
Weekend?
Yeah, we do Monday through Friday, roughly 5:30ish to 8. Monday through Friday. But
I thought you were because you reposted on Sunday the one. So I was like, oh, did I miss the stream?
Yeah, because those are just like the hot picks. We do the hot clips. Like that doesn't count. So we do hot clips and advertising on the weekends, but we don't. Chelsey reads for Zen though on Saturdays usually at 8 on his channel on YouTube. So Zen Garcia, she didn't do it this weekend because her sister was here, and then Vika was out of town, so we didn't have his podcast wasn't on this weekend. So I didn't do that. So it felt good. No, because they were here. Remember I told you I don't want to. They messed everything up. Oh yeah, horrible.
Your family was there.
I said I want no more visitors. I want no more visitors that have to watch. You know what I mean? Like how you have to entertain them or blah blah blah. I don't want to do that. I don't have time.
Yeah. Cooking dinner.
Make sure the kids are okay. And well, it's the first time we met the dude, and I don't know the dude. You know what I mean? I just don't let anybody in my house. So. Anyway, that's what happened. So, but man, I didn't realize how much we do on the weekend anymore to get ready for the week. But I guess we do a lot. Because when we didn't do it, man, I feel like really behind for the rest of the week. But yeah, we used to do weekends, man. We used to do it. Well, it was only when we were experimenting with this. First 2 months, man, we were doing a lot. We did a 19-hour show. Just to do it. That wasn't fun at all. I wouldn't do it again. And then we started doing 6-7 hours, and you get the TikTok hangover. Oh yeah, it was horrible.
Whoa,
that's ruthless. Bro. And obedience. It was obedience.
Shows, but that's it.
Oh, it was horrible.
And
it was in obedience. I was told to do it, so I did it. Who am I? I don't know the reasons. Yeah. I sounded about like when we were first here for 2 months. Like Chelsey didn't know when it was going to get cut either.
What?
When we were experimenting on TikTok to see how it worked. So we did a 19-hour stream once.
Oh yeah. Whew.
But we used to do a lot of 7-8 hour streams.
I'm glad that was over.
Were we?
Oh yeah.
7-8 hours.
Yeah. We used to talk to Marcus for 6 hours, and I'm like, I'm out. I'll pass out at 1 a.m. No thanks.
I'm just talking about even on TikTok. I'd be jumping on different panels, and then people go, "Oh, here, talk about your stuff here in this panel for 2 hours." And, and after, once I got the pull, like, he was like, "You don't have to do that anymore. You got enough data." I'm like, "Sweet." I told Chelsey, we're cutting back.
Yeah, now you can focus on this.
Yeah, we went from 8 to midnight at first, and then 8 to 11, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Then 7 to 10, right?
Yep.
And I like the spot. I do.
Like the spot.
I do like the 5:30 to 8 or 5:30-ish to 8. I do like it. And it does help people overseas to be able to check it out if they want to.
Yep.
So we're just trying to find our niche until Yeah, we get everything because we're still trying to get everything else together.
Yeah, I know. Like Frogs was even talking about homeschooling. It's like we're getting homeschool stuff together. We're getting V stuff together. We're getting, just in general research stuff, science stuff.
Hokey pokey, we got a hokey pokey.
We got a hokey pokey person. Yeah, there's so much stuff that we're getting together, and we're gonna end up putting it all on the platform. It's just like I said, time.
It's all about time. It's time and timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's so much, and that's not even including like the music, the comic book, the sort of draw.
Yeah, I wanted to add audiobooks on there for people. Yeah.
So we got a lot to do, but it's work in progress. That's why nobody can come. Chelsey was like, man, if I could have just came in and did a little work and then ran back out.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, don't you feel like you're behind too, babe?
Oh my gosh, yes. Yep. I was like, ringtone or music on purpose?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a good time to cut the streams though. Say farewell. Now, everybody on TikTok, again, you stay right here. Everybody else, come join us on TikTok. Have more of a discussion about knowing your enemy.
Yes, it might be you or somebody else. I don't know. So
As
anyway,
our son likes to say, they're invisible.
Yeah, he says invisible.
He says invisible. I was like, what 4-year-old knows the word invisible?
Yes, that one's invisible.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. But anyway, go to the flatouttruth.com, join the private platform. You can check out all the articles. I just started posting there daily again. So we have things going on in there. We will be adding more articles in there. There's a whole bunch in there right now. And I am moving some over. I keep telling you, one day, I'm telling you, by the time you guys go there, it's going to be moved and there's not going to be as much in the free. And then you guys can cry about it later. But go to there, theflatouttruth.com, and you will see all of our social media. You can follow us everywhere. Facebook and all that. So like there's so many different things that you can go in there. Just go over there and check it out, and please follow and share and everything. And here goes Chelsey down here.
All right, last but not least, check out JJ. He is over here on TikTok. If you want him, friend him up. Check out his link in his bio. Everywhere else, check the link in our description. Go to jjsgarden.com. Check out all his healthy, homegrown, organic, homegrown goodies, and get you some with 10% off using the promo code TFOT.
That's right. So thanks for joining us. I'm Paulino B Michael.
I am Chelsey B Michael.
As always, be safe.
Be well.
And
that's the flat out truth.